Hi everybody, this is Rebecca Gabrielle. Welcome to my YouTube channel Living with Spice. Cancer, we are going to do a bonus read for you for the week of the 13th and 19th, a love reading. So I hope something really helpful and wonderful comes out for you. This won't resonate for everybody, so please just take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. And you know the drill, you know the rest. You can always request a personal reading with my details in the description box. So let's get started. Cancer, we're going to do a love reading for you, and we're asking Spirit, please, to let us know what is coming up for Cancer, 13th through to the 19th of April, in terms of relationships in their life. And, we know that from the general read, Cancer, that there are a lot of emotions that you're working through at the moment. So, that was pretty much a feature of your reading, but we're going to ask, you know what, I'm going to keep those. We're going to ask Spirit to help us with the guidance in terms of relationships, what you need to know. So, we have soulmate, healing family issues, and express your love. So, your special person, Cancer, if ever there was any doubt, and I don't think there ever has been, that, your special person is your soulmate, and you've known this right from day one. And so I think this is just a moment in time, Cancer, where you need to be reminded that this is a very deep personal relationship that you have, and one that's worth really honouring. And, life happens where we get lumps and bumps along the way. But our soulmate is there to always hold the space for us, to back us in the good times and the not so good, in the challenging times. Our soulmate knows us well, and they are there to help us on our soul journey, to journey with us, walk with us, be there, and also to challenge us. And when things don't go the way we expect, it's our soulmate that is often pressing our buttons and reminding us of what we need to learn in the moment. And it's important to remember that they're not there to make your life worse. They're there to help you with your soul growth. And, this special person in your life is there to help you in the good times and the bad times. But it's always with love, and it's always for the purpose of shining a light on what you need to know for yourself. And it's less about them and more about what do you need to know, what are you working through at the moment, what's a focus for you at the moment. So that's your confirmation, Cancer, that this special person in your life is indeed your soulmate. There's clearly some things that have come up to the surface recently about family issues. And we got a sense of this in your previous reading. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Well, this is interesting. So let me feel into this. In this emotional time that you're experiencing, Cancer, I feel there's a lot of discussion around family, around expectations, around what should be done and shouldn't be done. At least this is how you're seeing your situation. And it's kind of brought things to a bit of a climax, where you're really feeling into something, you're feeling very strongly about something, and perhaps it's not exactly how everybody else feels, or there's been some challenging communications, and it's sort of kind of opened up a lot of intense conversation, discussion, opinions, values, conversation around values, and you're feeling really deeply about this topic and whatever has come to the surface. And so the healing and the learning around this is around our relationship with our loved ones, and in particular our parents, and perhaps a lot of the caring and focus that you have been on elderly parents and what they're experiencing, and you've got very strong views around how this should be managed, how their care should be managed. And perhaps that's just kind of rubbing other people up the wrong way. And this is not about right and wrong. This is about, yes, honouring your feelings and also recognising that other people are going to express that differently. But I do feel that there's good intentions here from all sides. good intentions from everyone and from yourself. And so consider this space groundwork for healing and growing and sorting through things. It's a process that you're going through, Cancer, and your soulmate here will support you through this. And you can be rest assured that even if you and your soulmate have a different way of dealing with things, you're there for each other as you always have been. And so with the two of you united together, rather than feeling separate on your standpoints, if you come together and recognise you're both there for the right intentions to work through what needs to be worked through, then there will be healing around this situation. The healing is not just about the surfacing, getting through a challenging conversation. That's just what is being presented on the surface. The healing is more to do with deeper issues of your sense of feeling loved, secure, traditions that you've always known, ways of approaching things in life. And when you're being challenged to think and do things differently, it's sort of you're feeling a little bit attacked on the ground level, on the foundations of what you've always been brought up with. I'm trying to find the words for it. And so this is hard for you, and it's hard for you to put words to it, but you're feeling really strongly about it because it's deep within you, going back to your early childhood days, your values and around this particular situation. And so the healing and the learning is about what was cemented a long time ago for you, and looking at, well, was that good for you then? Is it still relevant for now? What things were you feeling back then that haven't been healed and are coming up to the surface now? Awarenesses. So if you can take the observer role here, Cancer, it will help you to see what you haven't articulated before and you're only just becoming aware of, that you've been holding for a long period of time, thoughts, feelings, beliefs about things, perspectives, for such a long time that you never questioned them, and suddenly they're being questioned. And maybe there's a little bit of defensiveness there because you go, well, hang on a minute, my world has always been that, and now you're telling me I can't. And so again, it's not about the other person, it's about how you're responding to the situation and the change. So use this time period to examine your own responses and why you may be feeling triggered in different ways. And is it possible that this is an opportunity for you to heal, for you to see an alternative way of dealing with this? Your soulmate may be prodding you in that way as well, to challenge you to perhaps see things differently, and that's uncomfortable for you. You don't like to admit it, but it's there. So yes, it's the opportunity to heal things. And then we have the card, Express Your Love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Through all of this push and pull, Cancer, and the learning that you're experiencing, the outcome is that it's working towards you having a beautiful deep healing, and you're finding that love and heart space of reconciliation coming up to the surface and wanting to express your love. That really all of this push and pull and re-examining of what's going on for you is bringing you back to this place of love where you're desiring to show your intention, and your intention is to love. That's the place that you're coming from, Cancer, and perhaps you've struggled to get there and struggled to let people know that that's your intention rather than enforcing your own beliefs, which it may on the outset seem that, but your intention behind it all is to show that your love, you're coming from a loving space. So don't hold back. You know, in protection mode, we tend to close down and not share our thoughts, feeling that we should just, you know, create harmony and not voice what we need to voice. But I'm feeling that there's a purpose here and that you need to bring it to the surface. You need to comfortably, safely feel that you can express honestly how you feel, but coming from a place of love. So always, when you always come from a place of love, the learning will happen and the healing will coincide with that. And it will be good for all people. So show your feelings, express your love outwardly, and don't hold back, Cancer. Now is not the time to hold back. this is important to you, and it's an important part of your growth here. You're maturing on a soul level here. You're dealing with stuff from the past, and it's come to the surface. It's being addressed in the here and now. It feels confusing, troubling, challenging, but you're in a safe place, Cancer. You're in a safe place. Your partner is there to hold the space for you, not to make it worse. And even if you feel triggered by them, just remember, they are your soulmate. They're here to help you and walk the journey with you. The end result is that you're going to feel the love and you're going to reconcile. But at the same time, you're healing deeper issues from way back, from childhood days, to do with your parents. And so use this opportunity to express, to feel, to go there where it has felt unsafe before. You are in a safe place, Cancer, to do this. Okay? Let's move on to see what Mary Magdalene can help us to understand for Cancer during this period of time of great emotions and healing. And we're already getting cards popping out here. We've got 2 more, please, Spirit. What does Cancer need to know at this time? And we've got 2. So we have acceptance here. You're releasing a lot here. You need to let go. Cancer, this is your opportunity to let go of that resistance of, really you're so used to having such a protective shell around you that this is really challenging you. And so Spirit is saying, relax into this. You are in a safe place to deal with this. Okay, it's more about you needing to accept what is, accept the past, accept the emotions, accept the support. And through this acceptance, you release and you heal. And you become freer in yourself. This is a beautiful, free letting go of it. This, there's no clothes on this woman here. She is finally let go and she's going, I accept what is and I accept myself, exactly who I am. I no longer need to put up a front. I don't need to put on my shell, my clothes, which become my armor, metaphorically speaking. I am allowing myself to be vulnerable emotionally. I know that you know how to be vulnerable physically, Cancer, but emotionally, you are allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And that is beautiful. This is what is needed right now, and that full acceptance is you allowing yourself to be emotionally vulnerable. And that's helping with the healing. There's deep healing going on here. We've got the card of past lives here, Cancer. So no wonder this is feeling so intense for you right now. There is deep healing from previous lives that are happening here for you. And so I'm feeling like Spirit is saying, please persist with this opportunity to work through this process. You don't need to feel the pressure of time. You don't need to feel the pressure of being judged, which I think has been at the core of it. Even if on the surface, Cancer, you know how to put on a good front. You know how to tend to everybody else's needs. You're very good at doing that. And in many ways, you don't get to deal with your own stuff, let's just say, because you are so out there helping everybody else. So this is why it's challenging, because Spirit's saying, your turn, and you don't get to sidestep this one this time. This is needed. You have stuff to deal with. There is stuff here that you need to address and heal. And it goes deeper than just this lifetime. It goes past. And that's why you've become so adept at hiding your feelings and concealing them, because of the hurt, the depth of hurt that has been with you for such a long time. So I think if it helps you to understand why it feels so challenging, then maybe you may be more willing to embrace this opportunity, Cancer. I think that would be helpful to you to recognise that that's the reason why this is feeling so challenging. But good things are going to come from this, Cancer. Saint and sinner. So like you're feeling the dualities. You're feeling the dualities here, the contrasts of connecting with your higher self and yet wanting to hide and be in the shadows as well. And the shadows are the things that we are not willing to address. The saint is feeling emotionally and spiritually free to be your real self, to connect with your higher self, to be open, vulnerable, not from a risk point of view, but from an embracing awareness point of view of expanding. And the contrast to that, Cancer, is the sinner, which, the sinner is the person who struggles to be their real self, their authentic self. They're hiding, they're protecting themselves. So you've got the dualities happening here, and you know what that feels like. And so, you need to appreciate how you're moving through this process when you're stepping into that open, enlightened aspect of you, and then when you're stepping into the shadow aspect of you. I personally don't think it's helpful to say saint and sinner, because there's a lot of the words can bring up different meanings for people, and that's why I want to say to you, it's more about what you're prepared to feel and be in a more self-empowered state versus when you're hiding yourself and not revealing yourself. So let's get just a little bit more around that. So it is very much about the contrasts, and I want you to use this situation not to project your feelings onto someone else or to make assumptions about other people. And this may be your tendency in the first instance when dealing with this emotional situation, is to direct it towards someone else and to make assumptions about someone else. But truly, Cancer, this is more about you. This is bring it back to, whatever you think you're seeing in someone else, it's actually unresolved issues within yourself. It's self-judgment, So if you're finding that you're very focused on judging other people right now and defending yourself, just know that you're coming from the sinner aspect, the shadow aspect of yourself. When you see the good in other people, then you're seeing that in yourself as well. That's self-love. So this is really pushing your boundaries right now, Cancer. But use this time to reflect and understand yourself well. When we understand ourselves, when we know ourselves well, we can heal. So try to resist coming from the I'm right, you're wrong perspective, because that won't enable you to accept you or accept the situation. And healing will only come when you're able to accept things. The issues around your family, that requires your acceptance as well, not judgment. We can't change the past and we can't change other people, Cancer. We can only adapt and reflect on how we're responding to a situation. So do the work on yourself rather than focusing on judging someone else in this situation. I'm hoping that's resonating for you, Cancer. This is an important part of your learning journey, I feel, at the moment. And you can really get past this difficulty if you give yourself the time, the rest, the space, to really use this as a way of loving yourself, understanding why you have particular responses to a situation, rather than pointing the finger at others, rather than going into that hurt space and feeling wounded. Use this as a space of healing. Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to heal and understand myself. 2 more cards, please. Beautiful learnings are happening, beautiful healing is happening here for you, Cancer. You have such an ability to feel a depth of love, so use this for your advantage, Cancer, to heal from past wounds, from this life and previous lives. And this is going to really, really help you in your relationships and your growth going forward. So we have focus on love. Look for the good in everyone. What was I saying? Looking for the good. The saint versus the sinner. The good in people is when you start to notice the good in people, when you choose to notice the good in people, that's when you know you're starting to heal, because you're seeing it in yourself. You're starting to love who you are. We can only sincerely and authentically give to other people when we are loving ourselves. So that's a good sign. Focus on love, Cancer, and seeing the good in others. Well, this card here is so apt as well. It says new love, and let me just explain. It says embrace an opportunity for love in your work, prospects, or for spiritual growth. So now's the time. The divine is saying the timing is here. Catch this opportunity now. Embrace this opportunity, because a lot of spiritual growth is happening here for you. A lot of awareness is happening. And as we become more aware and we start to heal, new opportunities, good opportunities start coming towards you. These stars, these shooting stars, are coming to you, and you are reaching out to them, which says there's healing here, and as you heal, more opportunities come to you. So yes, use this time to really understand what love is, and that will help you heal. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. Well, there you go. Well, we don't need to say anything more than that, do we? Shift your focus back to love. Your world is you've got a lot of beautiful, you've got parent's hand and a child's hand here, reaching out. That's love, that's reconciliation, that's healing. We've got focus on family members down here. This is you coming to that space and seeing your future almost, where, you know, we've got the rainbow, we've got the doves. This is you and your family. So in many ways, as you focus on this healing for yourself, you're setting up a beautiful future for you and your family, because you're doing the inner work on yourself, which is prepping the way for your future and your relationships with your children and your family. Of course, if you have children at the moment, otherwise extended family. So there we have it. That is your love reading, Cancer. A beautiful read, a beautiful time for you, a beautiful opportunity for healing, and really deep healing for you. So don't miss out on this opportunity. All right, lovely for you to have joined me for this reading, Cancer. Do take care, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye now.